Okay. Good morning to all. Now in this session, we are going to discuss about the material and enthalpy balances for single effect evaporator. So in the previous session, we have already discussed about the evaporators, some parameters for performance of the evaporator, and the concept like multiple effect evaporator and the different types of evaporator like calandria, long tube, etc. Now in this session, we must know the material balance as well as the energy balance of a single effect evaporator. So now in this case, we are going to consider only single effect. So for that purpose, we must know what exactly the inputs and outputs are. So this is a single effect evaporator. There is main input, that is thin liquor, or it is also called as weak liquor or solution. Then the output of this single effect evaporator is water evaporated and thick liquor. Right? So this is the main material input and output of a single effect evaporator. Thin liquor is the input, output is water evaporated and thick liquor. So this is the simple material balance, that is input is equal to output. So on the basis of that, we can write the overall material balance for this evaporator diagram. So overall material balance, that is OMB over evaporator, can be written as input is equal to output. So kg per hour weak solution is equal to kg per hour thick liquor plus kg per hour water evaporated. Right? So this is the simple overall material balance for this evaporator, that is for single effect evaporator. So we can write this material balance equation in terms of some symbols or parameters. So we are going to use the mass flow rate indicated by small m. So if it is as a weak solution or feed, then we can write m suffix f, that is mass flow rate kg per hour of feed. Feed is nothing but thin liquor or weak solution, is equal to mass flow rate of thick liquor. So that may be m dash, and mass flow rate of water evaporated, that can be indicated by m suffix v. Right? So for thick liquor, we are going to use m dash. For water evaporated mass flow rate, mv, and for feed or weak solution or thin liquor, we are going to use m suffix f. So this is the simple overall material balance equation for the single effect evaporator, right? Now for the individual material balance or the material balance of solute, it is also called as individual material balance. So individual material balance means the material balance of solute only. So for that purpose, we have to use the fraction or percentage of this input and output streams. So the material balance should be, now where the solute is present in the input, that is in the weak solution, that is in the feed, and in the thick liquor. So from this diagram you can understand the solute is present in this part, that is in the feed, and solute is present in the thick liquor. Here this stream is purely of water, so there is no solute, right? So we can write this material balance of solute as solute in feed is equal to solute in thick liquor. So that is the simple material balance. Now we can write in terms of parameters or symbols. So for this purpose, we must know what exactly the solute percent in the feed and in the thick liquor. So for that purpose, I will write here W1% solute or solid in the feed, and here W2% of solute or feed in the thick liquor. So on the basis of that, this percentage can be written in this material balance equation, that is individual material balance, as W1 by 100, because W1% means percent, cent means 100. So W1 divided by 100 of what percent? So that is of mass flow rate of feed. So whatever the MF is there, of that W1% is equal to the W2, because this W2% is solid present in the thick liquor, that is on the right hand side, or output. So W2 of the M dash, so W2 divided by 100 of thick liquor. So this is W1%, this is W2% of MF and M dash respectively. So this is the simple material balance of solute, or it is also called as individual material balance. So these are the main two equations which can be used to solve the unknowns in the numericals which are related to the single effect evaporator, right? So these two equations can be used to solve the unknown in the numerical. So this is the simple material balance for single effect evaporator. Now let us look at the energy balance. So that is the part B of this derivation. Energy balance or enthalpy balance, or it is also called as heat balance, right? So we know the diagram, that is input equal to output. So we are going to provide the steam as a heating media, for this evaporation operation, because this is the material input, these are the material output. But how this evaporation is done, that is with the help of heat, and this heat energy is nothing but the steam. So we are going to provide the Q, that is heat, and steam is a heating media. So we have to take the energy balance, that is heat input is equal to heat output, right? So before that, we must know that with the help of this steam, we can write a simple equation which is related to steam, that is Qs is equal to Ms lambda S. So S stands for steam. So this is the relation related to the steam. And why we are writing this M into lambda? Normally, the rate of heat transfer is in terms of M lambda, where the phase transfer is takes place. Now, in this case, we are going to use this steam, that is in vapor or gaseous form, and the latent heat of steam is utilized by the feed. Then this steam is going to convert into condensate. So this steam as a gas is going to convert into condensate, that is in liquid. So there is a phase change. That is why we have to use M lambda as a equation for the rate of heat transfer, which is related to the steam, right? Then for the overall heat balance equation around the evaporator, overall heat balance equation, that is on evaporator. So it is basically the heat related to the input is equal to the heat related to the output. Now what is the input from this diagram? So in this diagram, the input is thin liquor, weak liquor or feed, and the steam as a heating media. So these are the two inputs, and output is water evaporated and thick liquor. So this heat related to this feed and steam equal to the heat related to the water evaporated and thick liquor. That is the simple heat balance equation. So I am writing the heat balance equation over the evaporator as heat associated with feed plus heat associated with steam, because this feed and steam are the inputs, is equal to the heat associated with vapor plus heat associated with thick liquor. So these water vapors which is generated in the evaporator and thick liquor are the outputs. So the heat related to the input is equal to the heat related to the output. That is the main overall heat balance equation around the single effect evaporator, right? So with this balance equation, we can write the symbols or the parameters for this heat balance. So I'm writing here the heat associated with feed. So the feed mass flow rate is MF, and the heat associated with the feed is indicated by H suffix F. So that is enthalpy related to the feed. So this is the heat associated with feed. Then second term is heat associated with steam. So the mass flow rate of steam is indicated by ms, and heat associated with steam is lambda s. So we have already discussed that steam is in terms of vapors or gaseous form, and there is a change of phase. That is why we have to use this latent heat symbol, that is lambda. Then heat associated with the vapor. So mass flow rate of vapor is indicated by mv, m suffix v, and the heat associated with is indicated by h suffix v, right? Then heat associated with thick liquor. So the mass flow rate of thick liquor is indicated by m dash, and heat associated with thick liquor indicated by h dash. So this is one of the basic heat balance equation for the single effect evaporator, right? So input is equal to output, like material balance. Now it is heat balance. So heat associated with the inputs is equal to heat associated with the output. That is the simple way. Now this mv can be replaced by mf minus m dash. So on the basis of material balance equation, we can write this how it is. So recall this equation. We have written this mass balance or material balance equation, that is overall material balance. Mass flow rate of feed is equal to the mass flow rate of thick liquor plus mass flow rate of vapor. So for this mv, we can write as mv equal to mf minus m dash. So this equation is going to use in the heat balance. So here we can replace this mf as mf minus m dash. The remaining equation is one and the same. So only the replacement of mass flow rate of vapor by the difference between the mass flow rate and mass flow rate of thick liquor. Now we can also rearrange the equation as for the calculation of this ms lambda s. I am writing here only ms lambda s, and this term on the right hand side. So this is the right hand side is same, that is mf minus m dash hv plus m dash h dash minus now this thing, that's mf hf. So this is the simple rearrangement of the equation for keeping this ms lambda s on the left hand side, right? Because in some of the calculations in the numerical, they are going to ask about the mass flow rate of steam. So with this equation, you can calculate the mass flow rate also. But nowadays, with the programmable calculator or with the latest scientific calculators, we can use the shift solve method in the calculator, and we can calculate any unknown from the one equation. The simple logic is, for one unknown, one equation should be there. For two unknown, two equations should be there, like this. So you can solve the unknown parameter which is present in the equation, right? So this is another equation for calculating the mass flow rate of steam. Only the rearrangement. The basic equations is one and the same. Now we can also use the logic or the concept that the heat related to the input is equal to the heat related to the outputs. So heat given by the steam is absorbed by the feed. So on the basis of that, we can write the heat balance equation in another term, like this is Qs equal to Q. So the heat is given by the steam because we are going to provide the steam as a heating media to the evaporator to the feed. And in that evaporator, the water is going to evaporate due to the boiling point, and then the concentration is going to increase from W1% to W2%. Then we get the thick liquor. But we are talking about only heat. That is why this heat is given out by the steam and it is heat given out by the feed. So we can write also this Qs is equal to Q. That is another heat balance equation for a single effective evaporator. Now this Q, that is heat gained by the steam, is utilized by two way. That is initially for heating the feed. So you can observe this diagram. So this heat is given to the evaporator. In the evaporator, this feed is there, right? So in the feed, the heat is gained by the feed initially, and with the help of sensible heat, the temperature of this feed is going to increase. So initially, the feed temperature is going to increase. So without phase change, if the temperature is going to increase, then it is called as sensible heat, and that is why the formula for sensible heat calculation is Q equal to mCp delta T, right? And after reaching to the boiling point, then the water is going to evaporate. So after reaching the boiling point temperature, the feed is converting into vapors. So here the phase change takes place, and that is why here the heat transfer calculation is as per m lambda, and when it is only sensible heat, then it is mCp delta T, right? So initially for sensible heat calculation, we have to use mCp delta T for feed, and after reaching the boiling point temperature, we can use the m lambda. So whatever the heat is given out by the steam can be utilized or gained by the feed to increase the temperature of feed, and then to increase the quantity of vapors, right? So on the basis of this concept, we can write this Q as mCp delta T calculations, and this mCp delta T calculation is related to feed. That is why we should put suffix F. So F stands for feed. And when we are using the phase change, that is latent heat, then it is related to the vapors, that is mV lambda V. So it is latent heat of vaporization or latent heat of evaporation. So it is for sensible heat calculation, and it is for latent heat. Right? So this MV we have already discussed. It can be replaced by the MF minus M dash also. So we can write this QS is equal to MF CPF, and this delta TF is nothing but T minus TF plus, now this MV can be replaced as MF minus M dash lambda V. So this is another heat balance equation where we are going to use the concept that heat is given out by the steam equal to the heat gained by the feed to increase the temperature, that is sensible heat calculation, and to increase the quantity of water vapors with the help of latent heat calculations, right? So we can use this equation for calculating the unknown also. So this is another equation we can use as a heat balance. And there is another equation in this heat balance for calculating the area of heat transfer. Sometimes in the numericals, they are asking about the area of heat transfer for the single effect evaporator, right? So we know that Q is equal to UA delta T, because in the evaporator we are using the solution, that is liquid, and we are generating the vapors. So liquid and gases are there. It means it is a convection process. Basically, it is practically a combination of conduction, convection, and radiation. But we can use the convective rate of heat transfer formula, that is Q equal to UA delta T. Now this Q can be ms lambda s. So ideally this Q is Qs, and this Qs can be like this, or it is also a ms lambda s, because this rate of heat transfer is nothing but the heat is given by the steam. So we can also use this equation, Q equal to UA delta T equal to ms lambda s. So depending on the parameters or the value or the data given in the numerical, we have to use that equation, and then we can calculate the unknown with the help of this material balance and energy balance. There is one point again, that is called as boiling point rise or boiling point of solution. So sometimes they are giving the data in terms of boiling point rise instead of direct temperatures. So for calculating this capital T, we have to use this boiling point rise concept. So the boiling point rise is nothing but the difference between the boiling point of solution and the boiling point of water. So it can be indicated by capital P or even by other symbols. But the concept is simple. The boiling point rise or the boiling point elevation, that is BPR or BPE, is the boiling point difference of a solution and of water, right? So this boiling point of solution can be indicated by capital T now in this equation, and this boiling point of water can be indicated by T dash. So T minus T dash equal to P. So sometimes if T is directly not given in the data given, then you can calculate with the help of this boiling point rise number. The T can be calculated as T is equal to T dash plus P. Right? I hope you understand the material balance equation as well as the energy balance equation. Thank you.